On August 30th, hundreds of thousands of Indonesians took to the streets in what became known as the Indonesia in Flames protests. What were these protests about? And what is the significance of the 17+8 demands that have now been handed to the government? This is our news. It all started when, in early August, news broke that Indonesian lawmakers earned around $17,000 per month, around 10 times the national average salary. It turned out they also enjoyed various perks including lifetime pensions, free flights, luxury vehicle allocations, and other benefits that many felt were excessive, especially given that Indonesia has one of the highest poverty rates in Southeast Asia and that millions more are struggling to get by. The public felt that Parliament no longer represented the interests of the people, so they started protesting. The first protests erupted in Jakarta and quickly spread across 38 provinces. Early demands focused on cutting lawmakers' perks and even dissolving Parliament. But clashes between protesters and the police soon broke out, leaving hundreds injured and several, including 21-year-old Afan Kurniawan, who died. This fueled further demands, including an independent human rights investigation, an end to police brutality, and the release of detained protesters. Adding to the momentum, workers, contract employees, and ride-hailing drivers jumped onto the streets and joined the fray. They had their own grievances to air. Workers demanded a living wage, an end to mass layoffs, an end to outsourcing, and relief from the rising cost of living. Contract workers wanted permanent positions and an end to discrimination. And the ride-hailing drivers demanded fairer fares, reduced app commissions, and better working conditions. On August 30th, the demonstrations escalated into widespread riots. Enraged protesters set public facilities ablaze, including local parliament offices, police posts, bus stops, and even MRT stations. Some went so far as to loot officials' homes. Among those reportedly targeted were Ahmad Saroni, a member of the House of Representatives and deputy chairman of the Commission 3 overseeing legal and human rights affairs. Eko Patrio, a member of the House of Representatives from the Gerindra Party, Uya Kuya, a member of the House of Representatives and a public figure, and Nafa Urbach, an actress and a member of the House of Representatives. Finance Minister Sri Mulyani's house was also allegedly attacked. Although police confirmed that they had arrested 7 people in connection with the looting, they did not specify which properties were official or private and what exactly was stolen. From this wave of protests, the 17+8 people's demands emerged. 17 short-term demands with a deadline of September 5, 2025, and 8 long-term demands set for August 31, 2026. The short-term demands include an end to all forms of repression, torture, violence, and killings by state officials, an independent investigation into human rights violations, and the release of all detained protesters. Economic demands include a minimum wage increase, an end to precarious employment, protection against mass layoffs, and an end to labor outsourcing. Further demands include an end to monopolies, price gouging and profiteering, and subsidies for basic necessities like food and fuel. The protesters also want a cut in lawmakers' salaries and an end to their lifetime pensions, allowances, and other benefits. They also want an independent audit of lawmakers, assets, and liabilities and sanctions against any lawmaker found to have engaged in corrupt practices. The long-term demands are aimed at tackling deep-rooted issues. They call for an overhaul of parliament and political parties, including through a 2-round proportional open-list system of elections, a return to the previous term limits for lawmakers, and a ban on convicted criminals from running for office. Other long-term demands include the passage of the Asset Confiscation Bill, reform of the police and military, restructuring of taxes, and restructuring of the economy to ensure more equitable and sustainable growth. Now the ball is in the government's court. Will it heed the people's demands? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, this will be a defining moment for Indonesia. Will it move towards greater democracy, accountability, and reform? Or will it crack down on dissent and double down on the status quo? We can only wait and see. This has been our news. If you like what you heard, please stay tuned for more updates.